Hey, I'm Jimmy. I'm 16, and I live in Harlington, tiny village in the middle of Iowa. Kind of place where nothing much happens, where everyone knows everyone else's business. I've lived here my whole life, on this old farm that's been in the family for generations. My mom runs the place now, ever since Dad. Well, he's been gone a few years. It's just the two of us. I'm into science and space and all that geeky stuff, anything that takes my mind beyond the cornfields and dusty roads around here. The thing I look forward to the most every year is the meteor shower. We don't get much excitement out here, so when the skies light up with falling stars, it feels like something magical could happen. And this year, something did. It all started one night during the meteor shower. I was out in the cotton fields behind the house, lying on an old blanket, watching the sky. I didn't expect anything different from the years before, just a show of lights. But then I saw something, a little different. I'm not sure why, but this one meteor caught my eye. It was bright red, streaking across the sky, and it wasn't burning out. It was getting closer, fast. Before I knew it, thud, it hit the field not far from where I was sitting. I ran over, my heart pounding, and there it was, a small, glowing stone, red hot and pulsing like it had a heartbeat of its own. I knew I should probably leave it alone, but curiosity got the better of me. I waited for it to cool down, and when it did, I picked it up, admiring the strange, smooth surface. That's when things started to get really weird. That night, I went back to my room, still holding the stone, turning it over in my hands, wondering what made it so different. I didn't tell Mom about it. She was already worried about me spending too much time on my own, so I figured it was best to keep this little discovery to myself. I lay in bed thinking about the stone, thinking about the stupid presentation at school that day. I had tripped in front of everyone, made a complete fool of myself. Kind of thing you replay in your head a million times, wishing you could just do it over. As I drifted off to sleep, the stone got warm in my hand. I thought I was dreaming when I woke up the next morning, but something was off. It was like deja vu on steroid. Everything was happening exactly the same way, Mom asking the same questions, my friends making the same jokes. Then it hit me. I wasn't dreaming. The stone, it had sent me back. Not just in my mind, but really back, 24 hours into the past. I was shocked at first. Then, I was excited. I had a chance to redo everything. Though that day, I didn't trip during my presentation. I nailed it. And that was just the beginning. Every night after that, I held the stone before bed, and every morning, I'd wake up the day before. First, I used it to fix little things, small mistakes, embarrassing moments, stuff that only mattered to me. But as I got more comfortable with the stone's power, I started thinking bigger. I kept my friend Joe from getting caught up in a fight after school. I made sure Mrs. Harris, our neighbor, didn't slip on her porch and break her hip. I even caught the guy who was trying to break into Uncle Ray's store late at night, just showed up at the right time, like I was meant to be there. No one ever knew it was me. Just made things right, quietly. But the more I used the stone, the more I started to see things I didn't want to see. Things that couldn't be fixed with a simple do-over. One night, I found out the truth about my dad. Mom had always said it was a car accident, but it wasn't. He'd taken his own life, and she'd been protecting me from the truth all these years. I tried to stop it, tried to go back and change it, but no matter what I did, it couldn't save him. The stone could only take me back 24 hours. It wasn't enough. I had to live through that pain again and again. And each time, it broke me a little more. And it wasn't just that. The more I reset, the more I saw the ugly side of people. The lies, the secrets, the things they tried to hide. It was like the stone peeled back a layer of reality, showing me things I was better off not knowing. I started to feel like I was carrying the weight of everyone's sins, not just my own mistakes. After a week, I was done. The stone had given me a power I never asked for, and the truth that came with it was too much to bear. That night, I sat in my room, the stone in my hand, thinking about everything I'd seen, everything I'd tried to change. And that's when the stone began to glow again, brighter than ever before. I didn't know what was happening, but I felt a sense of finality. Suddenly, it floated out of my hand, hovered for a moment, and then shot out the window, straight into the sky, disappearing into the darkness. I just sat there, watching it go, feeling relieved. As the stone vanished, I realized something. Some things aren't meant to be changed. Some truths are too painful to bear. And maybe, just maybe, it's better to let life unfold the way it's meant to, even if it hurts sometimes. The meteors kept falling outside, but I didn't care anymore. I lay back in bed, staring at the ceiling, feeling lighter, like a huge weight had been lifted off my shoulders. The stone was gone, and with it, the burden of trying to fix everything. For the first time in a week, I slept soundly. No more resets, no more trying to change the past. Just me, ready to face whatever comes next.